back to another amazing episode here at Lit Fitness. You gotta ask the question, what happens when I hit a fat loss plateau? Well, basically, you're just not seeming to make any progress. There are a lot of factors, but I've come up with 8 different factors that I believe strongly if you look into and you figure out which one of these 8 or which one of these 8 that you need in order to get to your next level in your fitness goals. Number 1 is vitamin D levels. Vitamin D from the sun. I talked about it in my last video. You need it. It is a necessity. Just like plants need to grow, you're going to need your vitamin D to grow. All right, next one, activity level. You may feel like at this point, you may feel like you're doing enough. You may feel like you're doing a lot. But it just may not be enough. You may not be challenging yourself as much as you should. Maybe you need to get with some partners. Maybe you need to get a trainer. Whatever the case is, look up some fitness videos on YouTube. There's so many resources you can go to. You just need to figure out what it is that you're trying to achieve, whether that's fat loss, muscle building, muscle toning, whatever the case is. You got a plethora of resources at your disposal. I advise that you use them. Let's talk about diet, your calories in, calories out. Now, I'm not the person to think that this calorie thing is just like science, because some people can eat a mad amount of calories and don't gain a pound. I know for one, I was the type of individual that would just eat a lot of food and wouldn't gain any weight and wouldn't have a lot of activity. I've always been active, but there were times where I didn't have as much activity and I just didn't seem to gain weight. So you have that going for you, and people are different. So you have to figure out what can you eat and what sticks to you. And it's not always about the number of calories. Now, obviously, if you're eating more healthy, you're gonna probably have a lower calorie intake. If you're eating a lot of junk, you're obviously gonna have a higher calorie intake. And then those types of calories from junk food, I think that those are the types of calories that tend to stick with you, that are harder to lose, harder to burn off, rather than the calories you would get from fruits, veggies, and eating a grain diet, or staying away from the meats. I went vegetarian. We'll talk about that in another video. I know a lot of you guys like, I'm not going vegetarian. I understand, it's a journey in itself. But let's go on to the next topic. Insulin resistance. I don't know when the last time you went to the doctor, had a biometric screening where they're going to check your blood sugar, your fasting blood sugar, and just seeing where you're at. Because if you have insulin resistance in your body, and one way that you can see or know if a person has a certain level of insulin resistance, if they hold fat in the abdominal region, and that's the number 1 factor in insulin resistance. So if you have some insulin resistance, that's something that you can definitely work out. Not literally, but it's something that you can definitely work on and improve. I know intermittent fasting is great for insulin resistance. Check that out, look that up, research that. Thyroid, whether that's hypothyroidism for those who have underfunctioning thyroids, and hyperthyroidism for those who thyroid hormone is overactive and they can't gain weight. And you have people who they cannot lose weight. But what I've been doing a lot of research in with the thyroid is a lot of people are deficient in iodine. That's very common. Way back when they began to put the iodine in the salt, and that was a way to, because everybody eats salt, right? But now people are trying to stay away from the salt, and people are probably staying away from the iodine as well. They're probably not eating anything that has iodine in it. So iodine is essential for thyroid function. It is the nutrient that basically gives your thyroid what it needs to produce the hormones necessary for weight loss. So definitely look into that. Definitely talk to your doctor about that to make sure, because if you're iodine deficient, then obviously that's going to hinder your weight loss goals. So check that out. Let's talk about number 6, testosterone and estrogen. So for a man, if your testosterone is low, you're obviously going to suffer in a way of losing body fat and gaining muscle mass. That's just the way it is. And you can definitely go to your doctor and get tested. For ladies, if your estrogen is low, that could be an issue for you as far as your weight loss goes. So definitely speak to your doctor about that. Get some tests ran. I mean, guys, you got to go to the doctor. If you have the ability to go, just go ahead and go. See what's going on with your body. Do not play a guessing game with your body. You know, try to get as much information as you can so you can make the most informed decision. Now, I'm not saying that you got to listen to what the doctor telling you, but you got to use your own level of discernment. But when you get those tests, those blood tests, hey, they don't lie. They're going to give you raw numbers. So you take that for what it is. Number 7, sleep quality. We're talking quality over quantity. I mean, I'm not talking about you just laying up in bed 12, 14 hours a day, just being lazy. That's not actual sleep. I'm talking about actually going into a deep REM sleep and staying there for a sustained period of hours throughout the night, preferably at night. Some people work at night and they have to sleep during the day. I understand that. But sleep quality greatly determines your ability to burn fat. It determines your ability just to stay fit and healthy, period. You gotta understand that fitness is more of a secondary emotion to the body's main function is to survive. And you trying to get in shape and look good, I mean, that's kind of second nature to just surviving. So if you're not getting good sleep, your body's gonna go into more of a survival mode. You're gonna produce more cortisol. You're gonna start accumulating more body fat during that period of time. So definitely be mindful of that sleep. I know a lot of people have sleep issues, insomnia. You're gonna have to try to figure this out. Life is a journey to figuring things out for you. I can't really tell you what to do. Personally, I don't have issues sleeping. I just don't. I sleep very well. But there are one thing that I know of melatonin. And a lot of people heard of melatonin by now. But melatonin is something that your body naturally secretes during the nighttime hours, specifically just after sunset. And that is the hormone that allows you to go into a deeper REM sleep quicker. Another one, stress levels. Now, obviously, if you're not getting good sleep and all of the other things that I named above, your stress levels are probably going to be a little bit higher. And your stress levels are up. Like I said, cortisol is up, and that means that your fat is going to be absorbed a lot quicker when your stress levels are up. Now, exercise is probably the number one way to bring cortisol levels down. I mean, dramatically. All of those stress hormones, good exercise brings it down dramatically. I can't emphasize that enough, because when you think about stress, it's more of a fight or flight response in the body. We were used to having that response in a moment and maybe having to fight or flee from a particular area of danger. And then once we got to that area of danger or out of that danger, then our levels went back to normal. And that's if we can get over the mental side of it, of the stress, because as humans, we tend to just keep reliving the same stressors over and over again, even though there's no harm being done to us at the moment. You know, something happened at work, you go home, nobody at your job is at your house, but you're still stressing, and that stress is very real, and it accumulates in the body, and eventually it's going to cause a breakdown in some form of fashion in the body. So you definitely want to check your stress levels.
Hey, yo. I definitely appreciate y'all for checking this video out. If you would like to see more videos just as informative and motivational as this, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you got a specific topic that you want me to discuss, make sure you put it in my comment section below so we can touch on it. We're not going to touch on everything though, and within reason. Hey, but y'all stay strong, stay connected. I'm going to check y'all on the next one.